Good morning and thank you for joining us. I am Assistant Commissioner Will Ng, Officer in charge of the BC RCMP Criminal Operations, Federal Investigative Services and Organized Crime. The BC RCMP Federal Serious and Organized Crime Program is responsible for protecting all Canadians and our international partners from the most serious criminal threats posed by transnational organized crime, from within and outside Canada's borders. During the last several weeks, the BC RCMP Federal Policing Program concluded a major investigation into a clandestine drug superlab involved in the production of methamphetamine and fentanyl in the Okanagan region of British Columbia. This multi-jurisdictional investigation was complex and took several years to complete. We are pleased to announce today that this investigation was extremely successful, leading to the conviction of all 6 suspects, with the last 2 individuals being sentenced in August of 2023 to serve 11 years in prison. Although this enforcement action has kept several $100 million worth of unregulated drugs and millions of potentially lethal doses of fentanyl out of our communities, the BC RCMP Federal Policing Program will continue to proactively pursue criminal organizations and individuals involved in the production and distribution of unregulated drugs in British Columbia and across Canada. Just as this case serves to warn the public about the dangers of toxic drugs, it also serves as a warning to anyone involved in the production and distribution of unregulated drugs that the BC RCMP Federal Policing Program will use all of its resources at its disposal to ensure the arrest and prosecution of the ones responsible for the ongoing drug crisis. We will now provide you with the details of this investigation. Thank you.
On August 14, 2023, Robin Lee Bryson and Trent Anton Fusi were each sentenced to 11 years of imprisonment for the production of fentanyl and 6 years of imprisonment for the production of methamphetamine, to be concurrently served for a total of 11 years in prison. This transnational organized crime investigation was first launched in the fall of 2018, leading to the discovery of a major multi-drug production facility that was operating in the small community of Lumby, BC. After executing a number of search warrants on the property, FSOC investigators uncovered a sophisticated clandestine drug lab with evidence of large-scale ephedrine extraction, as well as the production of methamphetamine and fentanyl. The lab also contained massive quantities of precursor chemicals capable of producing millions of doses of potentially lethal fentanyl and crystal methamphetamine, with an estimated street value of over $258 million. The main suspects involved in this criminal operation were also identified as Michael McMorris, Tyson Kopp, Michael Paget, Michael Harvey, Robin Bryson, and Trent Fusi. In order to prevent the further production and distribution of fentanyl and methamphetamine, RCMP federal policing investigators took immediate enforcement action by arresting the suspects and dismantling the illicit drug production facility. Since the vast sum of synthetic waste material present on the property poses significant health and safety risk to local residents, the environment, and agriculture, BC RCMP units initiated major cleanup efforts, ensuring the safety of local residents and preventing further environmental damage. In addition to our commitment of being transparent and accountable to Canadians, we're highlighting this particular case in order to inform, empower, and enhance public vigilance about the dangers and frequency of cross-contamination among illicit drugs, where in this case, methamphetamine and fentanyl being produced in the same facility using the same cross-contaminated equipment that could lead to potentially lethal doses of fentanyl being mixed in with other illicit drugs. I hold here one of the samples. This is a heroin recipe that was seized from the site. And it's clear that the notes mention PANTS, that stands for heroin. F-Pure is pure fentanyl, and Buff, which is the filler. This is a recipe for heroin. However, it's clearly mixed with a large amount of potentially deadly fentanyl. So this fentanyl can find its way into a variety of other illicit drugs, including stimulants such as the methamphetamine found in this lab. Not only has this enforcement action by BC RCMP federal policing prevented many doses of potentially deadly drugs from entering our communities, it has sent a strong message to criminal networks that they will be relentlessly pursued and brought to justice for their role in the ongoing drug crisis.